Greatness isn't given, it's earned. The sweat, the grit, the early mornings and late nights. When it's all on the line, you either step up or step out. Because fortune favors the bold. Vista Bank. Entrepreneurs banking entrepreneurs
for
since
over a century.
1912.
We've been financing the American dream for those who dare to chase it. The job creators, the economic stimulators, the relentless entrepreneurs that refuse to be denied. For this we know, fortune favors the bold. Vista Bank. Entrepreneurs banking entrepreneurs since 1912.
Flying, sipping, shredding, soaring, skimming, searching, slouching, putting, petting, connecting, collecting, lounging, leading, boarding. 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 Now that's flying. This is how I fly.
Highland Park gets on the board. This looks like it's going to be an easy score. They're coming back top side. Ow! Foul that!
Castro, Cabanas, Jamaica, Romano, Dominicano, all the clubs that I know. Driving Benzes, no benefits, not bad, huh? For some immigrants, million fences, we digging tunnels. Can't you see we getting money up under you? Can't you see the private jets flying over you? Laid back up a stickery, overdue. Jay is chilling, yeah, he's chilling. What more can I say? We killing them. Hold up, before we in this campaign. As you can see, we embody the damn laws. Lord, please accept the things that can't change. The way that all of it pay me champagne.
Highland Park gets on the board. This looks like it's going to be an easy score. coming back topside. Ow! Foul that! Goal for the Scots!
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Kane Fields for tonight's matchup between Highland Park Scots and your Rockwall Heath Lacrosse Club. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, I'm asking if you would please stand, remove your cover, and join us in giving praise to our nation with the national anthem. card tonight.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Kane Middle School, where your Highland Park Scots take on Rockwall for some district lacrosse. Hello, everyone. I'm Heckman Harrison alongside Cade Hamner. And Cade, you know what? Forget my open, okay? How about this, man? When I was a linebacker in college, my coach once said to me, if you flirt with disaster long enough, she'll eventually give you a kiss. And Heckma, you got lipstick all over your face right now. And that's what Friday felt like. Like, we flirted with disaster long enough for disaster to finally happen, and it happened on Friday.
Yeah. Highland Park goes into Jesuit Ranger Stadium, and Jesuit was fired up. And like we talked about ad nauseum, you go into those rivalry games, you go into those matchups where the kids know each other. They play club ball together. They've been playing together since they were 8 years old, and everyone has everyone's number. But we'll get it on again tonight. Quickly jump into the starting lineup. We'll have Jack Morris between the pipes again with Jackson Bond, Harrison Wheeler, and Benton Owens. And at the midfield line, we'll have Hunt Henry, Carter Sutton, and Paxton Smith. And down at attack, Harrison Brown, Parker Addison, and Duncan Zilke.
That is your Brooker Law starting lineup, and this is one of those games that I feel like is ripe for the Scots to get back on track. No need to harp on what happened. Obviously, on Friday, you have a team that played a back-to-back and then eventually turn around and play on Friday. No excuses there, but some wear and tear had to have been on those legs on Friday.
Yeah, certainly. You know, Heckma is a former athlete. It's tough, you know, putting a lot in a week, whether it's practice or whether it's games. You can't have excuses.
Yes.
And you know, hey, just like the Masters this weekend, you got to forget about what happened on the last hole.
Absolutely.
If you're Rory McIlroy, and you got to play that playoff hole, right?
Yes,
you got to get back into it tonight, and you got to show up ready to go.
We have Owen Lashevsky down at the X-Easy win for the Scots as they come away with it here as we get action going here in Rockwall. Everyone's made the drive up 30 here to watch the Scots. Thank you for joining us.
Kind of on a hill high above Lake Ray Hubbard here, and the Scots are spinning it around. Heckman, we need to get some shooters out there. We had good ball distribution last Friday night, but I just don't think you've got an alpha that takes over the offense at crunch time and really wants to be the shooter. And I'd like to see that develop as we head for the playoffs.
And that sounds odd to hear because you got so many shooters on the field right now, and one handling the rock right now in Duncan Zilke.
Yeah, any one of them could take over. You know, it could be Duncan, Parker, Paxton, Harrison Brown. I just really think the team needs to see that this time of year, that someone's willing to get in the mud, put the team on his shoulders, and, you know, kind of say, forget about everything else. We're going to score this.
Got Kingston Poe on the far side, GLE being defended by Benton Owens. Poe trying to work his way down into the crease, and Benton Owens says, nope, won't happen. That's a shot that goes over the top of the cage. Won't reset the shot clock at 51 seconds. I want to make sure that I give a special shout out before we go any further to the Lashevsky family in Wisconsin.
Yeah, Green Lake, Wisconsin. Mr. and Mrs. Lashevsky up there. They're always tuning in, and always love to have them watching Owen at the dot and watching these Scots.
And continue to move around right now. It's he runs right into the double team. Let's see if the ground ball can be taken by the Scots and get back on offense. Call them push, and possession is going to stay on this end with Rockwall.
Yeah, good jump by the defense there, getting out and kind of mixing it up, at least knocking the ball loose. Weren't able to come with the loose ball. But
and a beautiful evening we have here. About 72 degrees, a little breezy, but you got that wind coming off of the lake, which really makes it nice.
Yeah, about 10 seconds on the shot clock here. I know it's hard to see, but we've got one shot clock down in the, well, no, we got a reset there. So
wow, that shot reset him.
Yeah, I didn't see it hit.
Wow.
But,
working his way back inside, and that's easy save. Going the other way.
Yeah, Jack Morris is in the cage still looking for it down there, and Hamner moves it upfield, and it's tic-tac-toe time for the Scots.
Parker Addison with an opportunity. Lost the ball. I don't know if that was a pass or if that was impacted by a rear check, but either way, Rockwall going the other way.
Yeah, loose ball. Jack Morris lost it. Hamner breaks it downfield, and the Scots, maybe one pass too many there, Heckma. Maybe should have pulled out. Maybe should have, could have, would have. But another possession for Rockwall.
As I was just as confused as Jack Morris on that last one. Jack Morris looking for the ball. So was I. I just saw everybody running the other way.
He was looking down and looked like he had dropped his wallet, couldn't find it. And
Benton Owens defending, and another shot that goes past Morris. And Rockwall bringing the ball in from the end line, and that's number 3, Noah Dana.
Yeah, good speed there. Harrison Wheeler matching his speed, and now you got Dean Doolin out, the shorty deep mid.
Tell you, Dean Doolin had himself a game as well on Friday. Defensively, boy, they had the matchups. Obviously, in those last couple of minutes, I think that's where you start to say, God, you wish your offense would have carried you a little bit further. I'm still harping on it, okay?
Yeah, it was tough. There was a couple turnover there right at the end that got your O middies, got Paxton Smith, and I think Hunt Henry got stuck out there once. And not that they're not good two-way middies, but you certainly have some guys working on it all year, like Harrison Cullum and Dean Doolin, really good, solid D-mids.
Great defense there by Harrison Cullum, creating the turnover, and the Scots going the other way. The 34, Griffin Hamner making his way. Duncan Zilke working his way inside, and he has the magic stick here at Kane Middle School for the score. 7:50 in the first.
Yeah, 4 minutes and 10 seconds to get on the board, but finally the Scots do. You hope that kind of breaks the seal and they get it moving here. Hamner with good movement down the field, and Zilke didn't dish the ball there.
No, he did not. How about
move
that?
inside. I'm going to go down to the crease, and we certainly highlight the passing skills quite often of this team, but let's move inside and get on that crease as J.R. Faria comes away with it.
How about that? A win by Faria at the X. Still working their way down and trying to keep the possession is Jackson McGinley. It is lost and going the other way for the time being. Well, nope, Harrison Brown.
Yeah, good. Like a pack of dogs jumping on that ride there, and Jackson McGinley knocks the ball away, and Hash Brown comes up with it.
Colton Highland now with the pass back up top to McGinley. As number 5, Henrik Johnson, is in the game.
Seen a lot of interchangeability in this last couple of games, Hackman. These first and second line middies have.
Boy, right up close, point blank range, and I believe that was Highland that went for the shot, but it went over the top of the cage and bringing the ball in from the end line. I do believe that is number 3, Harrison Brown. Brown with the pass. And I think you liked that when you saw Zilke not try and pass out or make an extra pass. It was basically a clear out.
Yeah, in Highland Park doing a lot to create traffic and congestion in the hub right in front of the goalie now. That's going to probably open up somebody to be an outside shooter here. There's Highland.
Yep, trying to pass it right over the top of the cage, and right about 35 seconds on the shot clock, and there's a hustle to the inline. Possession will stay on this end with Highland Park.
Zilke, good dodge there. Defender drops the stick. He gets it back to Hash Brown. Now Hash Brown's loose. That should be a push.
Absolutely, a push into the crease. Possession should stay on this end. Wow.
Nah, it's bad call. I don't know what that is. It looked like a push in the back, but Hash Brown jumps back on it.
Well, they say in basketball, the ball don't lie. I guess we'll keep that in lacrosse also. Right back to the Scots. And Parker Addison working from behind the X. Working it back up top to number 21, Paxton Smith.
You got that first line midfield checking out with Smith, Sutton, and Henry. Henry down the far hash. Looks to draw the double and dump it. Zilke's wide open inside.
Worked it earlier. Boy, I tell you what, he was looking for the pass, but then eventually came back to the shot. But that's a good save.
Yeah, good save. That's Mitchell Meek having him a couple of good saves so far.
This first quarter, time of possession has been dominated by the Scots here early. Get another opportunity here on defense. Harrison Wheeler defending.
Wheeler, really good. He and Owens, like surgeons with that stick. They could get it inside there, slap check.
That on-glove defense, as you refer to it, and continuing to play really good defense down here are the Scots, and I'm telling you, it's got to feel good. Harrison Cullum, he got the shorty matchup, a bouncer that gets past Morse.
Harrison Cullum there gets his stick underneath the elbow of number 32, and that's one of the things we teach our youth players is you can't reach his stick, lift his shooting elbow. It's going to deflect his shot and not allow him to be very accurate.
What do you call that? Do you call that something? Because I want to call it the can opener.
There's a can opener that's a move, but it involves going a little deeper in a guy kind of doing a somersault. That's not quite. That's just an elbow lift, stick lift, anything you to do to affect that shooting plane.
And got a shot clock violation. They elect to dump it. And going the other way.
Yeah, quickly up to Carter Sutton.
On the move.
Then
great job.
Feeds Boyer.
Boyer with the pass over to the far side. GLE Hatch Brown awaits. Another opportunity here on offense. 3:30. Not a lot of penalties called here in the first. Clean so far. May have not liked that last call on the Scots possession.
Good move inside by Parra.
Boyer.
Yeah, Bodie Parra coming in, checks in from midfield, and they hit him on the fly, and he dishes it inside to Ben Boyer.
How about that? Easy pickings for the long pole goal, Ben Boyer.
Yeah, great feed by Parra, and senior captain Boyer able to finish it off there.
3:17 here in the first quarter. Scots up by 2. Back down at the X is number 6, Owen Lashevsky.
Good turf facility here at Kane Middle School. Nice lights, but we are operating with one shot clock on one end of the field tonight. So you got probably a ref keeping an eye on that. Sidelines helping their team as Lashevsky comes away with it.
Man, I miss Highlander Stadium. I just wanted to throw that.
It is nice.
I just want to throw that in there, you know.
One of those crown jewels of,
man.
of high school stadiums.
Zilke with a great pass out to Parker Addison. Looked like he had an opportunity for a shot. There it is. Oh, man, that looked good from my angle for Jackson.
What do you call it? Is it the eighth?
Ninth.
The ninth wonder.
Ninth wonder of the world.
There are
yes,
8
sir.
wonders of the world, right?
The ninth. Nothing beats the view. Trying to find his way back up top side.
Rockwall doing a good job early of staying. They've got fast, fleet-footed players out there, and they're keeping up with the Highland Park offense, at least in the scramble to run around.
Right down the pipe, boy. Good shot by Bodie Parra.
Yeah, good step down, Heckma. You want to continue to do that. And like we've always said, those shots on the perimeter open up your inside game.
2:15 here in the first quarter. They call a timeout. We'll take a timeout with them and be right back here on Game On Sports.
Greatness isn't given, it's earned. The sweat, the grit, the early mornings and late nights. When it's all on the line, you either step up or step out. Because fortune favors the bold. Vista Bank. Entrepreneurs banking entrepreneurs. since 1912.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd be remiss if I did not mention the fact that there's a lovely grandstand over there that's full of snacks and goodies.
Back in action here at Kane Field. Heckman Harrison alongside Cade Hamner. And Cade, 2 points here early. I'm sure you'd like to have a few more points on the board.
Yeah, it's good to come out. Scots are, shaking the nerves off of last Friday night.
Yeah.
Getting out here in the wind blowing from the east, blowing towards the lake here. And, Rockwall's a good team. I mean, the area, the athletes they have with their football squad and whatnot. It's only a matter of time. You take the number of athletes that they have out here, and they're going to develop a pretty good program. And right now they're able to keep up with the Scots on offense from a perspective of running and defending. Haven't seen quite the shooters. They do have a couple of dynamite players, though.
Number 14, Kingston Poe is one of them.
Yeah, for sure. He had an opportunity early, but we'll keep an eye on him tonight as Addison moves around the crease for the Scots.
It's good rotation here early for the Scots. They elect to bring it back out. Henrik Johnson had an opportunity, and Zilke back inside. Great defense by Rockwall.
That's good. I like seeing Zilke move inside like that again. Scott's moving the ball well, Heckma. And knock on wood here, we're analysts, is what we're supposed to do. No, you're not seeing the unforced errors, the big, wide, high passes, things like that. You get inside down on the crease and you get a check and the ball gets loose, that's okay. I'm all right with that. You take a shot, goalie makes a save, I'm all right with that. It's the unforced errors that we saw Friday night that we want to try to minimize here tonight.
Yeah, so far doing a good job of that in the first quarter, cleaning up some of those errors as Cade is talking about. And again, back on defense and not so high out on the perimeter like we saw over the weeks past. Maybe a little bit closer here. Maybe we're just closer to the action. Maybe that's why it feels that way.
Yeah, we're more of a courtside view tonight, not Kawhi's bird's eye view. But I agree. I think they're not chasing them out as far. They're definitely out on glove, but as Boyer comes out a little bit extra there.
Ben Owens defending, not giving an opportunity to Poe. Poe works his way inside, and that's a shot that goes behind the net.
Yeah, Poe, good job working inside there. He draws a couple of defenders, draws Owens and Boyer. It's a couple of D1 commits that he's drawing. And
those problems with the shot clock as Poe won't have an opportunity to get this shot off. Another shot clock violation. So defense came to play. No nerves needing to be shook off there by the defense. Another shot clock violation for Rockwall as the Scots get to clear. Duncan Zilke with a great pass over the top to Ben Boyer. Boyer just not able to handle it. And a little bit of bulldog ride here. Let's see if they can handle it. That is the end of the first quarter so far. Highland Park 2, Rockwall 0. Any thoughts on that first quarter?
Yeah, the offense is moving well there. I like the way Duncan looks like he's moving really fast. Again, maybe we're sitting down lower tonight and kids just look faster. But I'm glad Ben Boyer's scoring on the inside, but I don't want our LSM to be getting fed so much on the inside. Tells me something's not clicking in there. But, hey, good strategy so far, and I'll take it.
Look, we'll take a break. That's the end of the first quarter. Don't go away. We'll be right back for the beginning of the second here on Game On Sports.
For over a century, we've been financing the American dream for those who dare to chase it. The job creators, the economic stimulators, the relentless entrepreneurs that refuse to be denied. For this we know, fortune favors the bold. This debate, entrepreneurs banking entrepreneurs since 1912.
Second quarter set to begin here on Game On Sports. Make sure to like and subscribe to Game On Sports, where you can get all of your Highland Park lacrosse action. Heckman Harrison alongside Cade Hamner as the second quarter gets ready to start. Number 18, J.R. Faria, will be down at the X. Defense looking sharp so far. Guys moving got a little bit of pep in their step today. And I don't want to side with you on this, but we are so close to the action. Guys are looking a lot faster than they look when we're up in the press box. But either way, it's a welcome sign. Now, these guys are trying to get the nasty taste of that loss out of their mouth, going up against a Rockwall team that is 8-2. By the way, 1-1 in district play.
Yeah, this is they're an up-and-coming team. They're in district, the Northern District. What did we decide? Is it Western or Eastern? They're the same district as Highland Park, Northern Division A West, I believe.
We're still trying to work through that, Cade.
We're still trying to work through it. They're in the division that isn't ESD Jesuit and Lovejoy.
Paxton Smith on the far side, working the ball to Duncan Zilke. A little bit of pressure being applied here by Rockwall. It's Carter Sutton with the rock. Pick coming from Griffin Hamner. Hamner runs back across. Sutton has an opportunity, and that shot goes right off of the foot of the goalie.
Yeah, Sutton right on the doorstep there. That looked a little odd. I know it didn't stick in his stick, but it looked like it came out a little loose.
I think Carter Sutton had no choice but to take the shot. I mean, there was no one there. He found himself one-on-one with the goalie. Mitchell Meek, the goalie for Rockwall, he's having a lot of pressure come his way. All back out down to number 14, Harrison Cullum. Cullum runs off. And Henrik Johnson runs on for the Scots.
Yeah, Johnson over to Hunt Henry, which is throwing me off. Hunt Henry has gone with the no-show socks suddenly here at the, 2 weeks to go in the season. And I was like, you get used to their socks and their cleats and their gait and everything else, but maybe the extra inch of freedom is going to help him light it up. You never know.
Paxton Smith working his way back inside. Maybe Hunt is a little superstitious after that loss. A little change-up was necessary.
He could have. Those socks may have been left at Ranger Stadium.
Back over the top. Paxton Smith with a shot that ricochets off of the back of a Rockwall player, but nonetheless, there is Duncan Zilke getting back topside for the score.
Yeah, a little garbage man there, Duncan Zilke, and Paxton's shot goes off the helmet of that Rockwall defender. And Paxton scoops it up, gets it to Zilke below GLE, and he quickly rolls up to the crease and gets his second of the night.
Great execution there by number 19, like you said, walking the chalk of the crease to get that score. And another opportunity for the face-off for the Scots at 10:05 here in the second. Rockwall 0 and the Scots 3. Another opportunity for a score, dominating at the face-off. Harrison Brown winds up for that shot, goes past the cage.
The feel, Heckman, I told you, with that warm wind blowing and kind of a rural feel, it feels like any rural Texas town right now on Friday night playing football in the early fall, West Texas, or you see the stadium, the parking lot. We're right next to the fans. It's really a classic Texas feel out here tonight.
Minus the 98-degree temperatures, I guess. That's the only thing.
I say early fall? Maybe October.
Yeah. Turnover there by Rockwall on the far side as the Scots will take over. I think what you've been calling for, Cade, is just, look, it's one thing to be unselfish, but you got to get that guy that's going to clear things out and take the shot. And we're looking for that because shooters shoot, and you got plenty of them out here. Duncan Zilke's look like he's come out tonight being more offensive-minded as a shooter.
Yeah, I like that. He's fleet-footed tonight. He's got two. and he's moved to the cage a couple of other times. So, if he's adopting that, hey, more than one can do it too.
Highland working down the middle of the field, getting it back to Hash Brown. Hash Brown resets.
Hash Brown drawing a shorty there. That number one, he's fast. I've noticed in the Jesuit game they locked off Hash Brown a lot.
Yes.
He's going to get cued on a lot because of his productivity as a freshman and a sophomore now. So you got to get guys ready to run and ready to be the man.
Hey, everyone knows who number 3 is. and you could tell Jesuit was giving him plenty of respect.
Great clear by Rockwall down inside. They're able to save it on the far sideline and then not able to convert and ultimately kind of throw it away there. But
well, that looked like a turnover. Great job by Zilke. Carter Sutton calming things down in the middle of the field.
Yeah, substitutions. That first line midfield unit comes on for the Scots, and there's a move inside, a new look there. The 3 midfielders move together in kind of a motion.
Oh, back inside. Boy, that looked like an opportunity for Pax. He elects to get it back to Zilke. Zilke standing at the 20. Spin move off the GLE, looking for the pass inside, and that is a shot. Please duck.
Yeah, I thought I didn't see Parker on the other side. I thought he cleared Carter Sutton by a foot, but Parker was over there, and boy, he shot a bullet.
He was camped out. Zilke, another opportunity, working back inside, an easy score there by Paxton Smith. Is popcorn time.
Paxton Smith, he gets one on the board. Another senior, just these seniors. Paxton and Parker have been in the program 4 years now.
Yes.
Duncan Zilke got that MVP in that state championship weekend as a sophomore. There's a lot of leadership on the team. What they just got to hang in there, stay in there for a few more weeks. Don't let senioritis get to you. hang in there,
yes.
Boys. You've done it so long. Let's get another championship here and get through these next 2 or 3 weeks and hang a banner.
Focus on the silver lining. If you're going to have a game like you had on Friday, you'd rather it happen now than happen in the playoffs.
Oh, absolutely. I saw it happen to John Stephen Jones, Chandler Morris. As they, you take a tough loss early or late in the season that you don't want to take. But sometimes in a young man's mind and a team's mind, it resets that mentality of like, hey, we're not, maybe as good as we thought we are. We are beatable. We better settle in and do the fundamentals and the little things right if we want to go the distance.
You get served a little humble juice.
Absolutely.
Here early. I just got to say, Griffin Hamner with the screen just a second ago. That was a decleater by number 34. Great job.
Here's
Parker Addison working his way back across. And
yeah, it's a good check by number 11 there. Liam Keyline.
Right off the stick of McKinley. Parker Addison Johnny on the spot over there on the far side trying to work for the ground ball. He gets it. Great job by number 8, but they have to dump. Took too long in that shot clock, and Rockwall will now face this Bulldog ride. Or maybe just a variation of it.
Yeah, good ride.
There it is.
It's loose. Ben Owens going to have an opportunity.
LPG, baby. Let's go. Ben Owens working it with the can opener.
Hey, he did a fantastic job.
Yeah.
Now, that's one of those things on that Bulldog ride. You had that ghost, that defender, natural close defender. Benton comes over midfield to help on that ride, and look what happens. Easter comes early, and there's an Easter egg on the ground. He picks it up, able to get on the board. That's 2 long pole goals tonight.
That's 2. How about that, man? This has been a change offensively.
Defense may be saying, if you're not going to do it, boys, we're going to do it.
We'll take it. Now working on the far side, number 20, Hunt Henry. as the Scots up by 5 here early. 5:20 left in the first half.
You know, and as the Scots continue to run, and you're able to do this with 2 lines of midfielders, 2.5 maybe, you start to wear down that defense a little bit.
And that's what you're starting to see as Hunt Henry gets the score with a high-to-low shot. Easy work, and that's 6-0 now for the Scots. As you see the replay here by the First Horizon.
Yeah, no-show socks Hunt Henry, man. He's on the board. I like it.
Switching it up on you, keeping you on your toes, Cade. Cade's the only guy I know. You recognize everyone by their shoes. I know who the Fogos are because of their shoes.
Well, yeah, you know, and I think I get that from my wife. She doesn't usually know anyone's number because they change numbers in sports and
is that right?
Club teams and everything else. But she knows how a kid runs from the time they're about 8.
Oh, yeah. She knows all of her babies by the way they run, right?
Yeah, the gait and then all the other ones that have played with them all these years, too.
Colton Highland.
Henrik Johnson checking in now. That second line midfield of Highland, Johnson, and Para.
Paxton Smith. See if he can get one going from 15 yards. And, boy, got to give Meek some credit. He stood right in there.
He did. Para gets that center lane and steps down and just takes a big swing, overhand shot. Scots get the rebound and the reset of the shot clock.
Another opportunity offensively. Colton Highland back inside to number 23, Cody Para.
Yeah, Para gets a second chance on this possession. That's good. Just shoot. Let's keep shooting. Shots make opportunities to score, and it's a numbers game before they start going in.
Ash Brown working across, and another one for Meek.
Bond will jump that.
Great job there by Kingston Poe.
Yeah, Poe. Good
fighting
job
with Bond
that
for that loose ball. And you don't see Bond lose many of those. And a timeout called on the field. And as they take one, it's 3:28 here in the first half. We'll take a timeout and come back as action resumes here on Game On Sports.
Flying, sipping, shredding, soaring, skimming, searching, slouching, putting, petting, connecting, collecting, lounging, leading, boarding. 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 Now that's flying. This is how I fly.
.328 left here in the first half. 6-0. Scots on a roll defensively. Man, these guys haven't given the Rockwall much quarter, and they have battled for every possession here early. Yet to get on the board, so I'm sure for Rockwall, they definitely like to get one on the board before half.
Yeah, Scots have done a good job on defensively setting a tone, and I mean, you got two defenders putting points on the board tonight.
How about that?
You got some good hits. You got Jack Morris with some good saves. So sometimes that tone is set by your defense, and in all sports. So definitely good speed on the offense tonight. Seen a lot more shots taken, and just want to see that continue throughout the night and into next week.
Kingston Poe bringing the ball in for Rockwall, being defended by Bond. Run smack into a double team as Harrison Cullum.
Yeah, Poe with a shorty here with Harrison Cullum, but they'll look to slide quick on him.
Yeah, Harrison Cullum with a little bit of a reroute there on Poe. Poe with a pass across the field. How about that?
Yeah, good double
finding
skip pass,
a guy
man.
over Man, he had to go through some traffic for that shot. Got a 14-on-14 shorty matchup for Poe. You know, he's looking probably to get a score off, a shot off. Whoa.
Yeah, he does. A good slide there by Bond.
And that one's going to go to the lake.
And then they switch up Bond on Poe now. So he moving inside, and Matt Dunn thinks to probably key and keep a long pole on Poe.
Boy, great defense. They're just trying to find a way out.
Yeah, Ben Boyer pushing his man way out now, nearly to midfield, and now at midfield.
You better watch yourself. Uh-oh, sloppy play, ground ball taken.
Yeah, Harrison Wheeler, good wheels. Could we get
I thought we were going to get another one. Hash Brown thought about the shot, but he resets here for the Scots.
Harrison Wheeler holds his stick up and goes all the way to the crease, and he doesn't get the feed, so he'll have to take the hike back to the west end of the field.
Hash Brown looked like he had an opportunity there, and Rockwall shuts that down.
That turnover, key that to Ben Boyer, though, pushing
Yes.
his man out, and it was like a wolf on a wounded animal.
Yeah, he's pushing his guy all the way out to the middle. Oh, boy, that's what you call the give and go. Just not able to be handled there by Duncan Zilke, but it was close.
Feed. Yeah, great feed by Carter Sutton there. Zilke sitting on the doorstep for a hat trick opportunity.
We have offsides on Rockwall.
We missed the initial flag down there, but that was
How about that?
Free play opportunity here.
Don't miss many flags, but that's the first one. At 1:39, we finally get a penalty. So man up opportunity here for the Scots. Hunt Henry bringing the ball in. Getting it back up top to Duncan Zilke. See the pressure that they present in this man-up opportunity. And, boy, ow. Yikes. Woof. Ow.
Yeah, it looks like it hurt pretty bad there. We'll get the whistle. I'm going to hope that's the inner thigh that he took that off of. Definitely was a problem. You all right there, buddy?
Yeah. Kate, I've seen that hop before. And
that's not the inner thigh.
That's not the inner thigh. Oh, man. Another opportunity back in close. Boy, Hunt Henry right there on the doorstep.
Scott's able to get in on the crease tonight. Rockwall's quick to close the door, but there's been a few opportunities that the Scots have had to get there.
Another errant pass and those are the self-inflicted wounds that you're talking about, but being suffered by the other team.
Yeah.
Carter Sutton on. Pass to Paxton Smith.
Very little perimeter barrier around the field, so when the ball goes out of bounds, it goes 30 yards.
Cade hits the buzzer down to Coach Pressler as 36 seconds here left in the first half. We'll take a timeout with them and come right back for the end of the first half. Back in action, 36.5 left in the first half, and so far so good for the Scots, up by 6. As Coach Pressler calls a timeout, the shot clock is of no importance right now, only the game clock. So I'm sure that Coach Pressler is just looking for execution, situational awareness basically for his squad.
Yeah, Scots should have an opportunity here to set up something, at least get a shot off. Rockwall's done a good job of kind of clogging the hub tonight. Sometimes a lot of teams that don't want to extend out on you that's a strategy, be it zone or man, and get as many bodies as you can in front of the cage. And it's knocked a few balls down tonight doing that, among other things.
Yeah, yes, among other things. Great way to put it, Counselor. Oh, man, looking for the execution there with just a few seconds left, and that pass up top to Paxton Smith. 20 seconds left here for Rockwall. Let's see if they can execute and get a point.
Yeah, and Rockwall had to reset outside the restraining box up near midfield where that ball rolls across, and Rockwall will hold for the final shot of the half.
Bond now on Poe. Going from the backside and just not going to allow Poe to wind up for that shot. 4.9 left here in the first half.
That's what you got to do. You got a shooter come inside. You got to put sticks on them. Sticks or bodies.
1 second here as the shot from Poe goes right of the cage. But 6-0 in the first half as the Scots have completely dominated. Cade, a word before we go to half.
I just like to see it continue. Defense is playing well tonight. They're locking it down. The first two lines of middies, I think, have started to wear down Rockwall's defense enough where they've been able to penetrate and start to get points late. Took about, almost a little over 4 minutes to get on the board, but hopefully that continues. Scots continue to move it around and get some shooters on the inside.
First half comes to a close. We're going to take a break with them and return as play resumes here in the third quarter here on Game On Sports.
Greatness isn't given, it's earned. The sweat, the grit, the early mornings and late nights. When it's all on the line, you either step up or step out. Because fortune favors the bold. Vista Bank. Entrepreneurs banking entrepreneurs since 1912.
gets on the board. This looks like it's going to be an easy score. Coming back top side and out. Foul that.
For over a century, we've been financing the American dream for those who dare to chase it. The job creators, the economic stimulators, the relentless entrepreneurs that refuse to be denied. For this we know, fortune favors the bold. Vista Bank, entrepreneurs banking entrepreneurs since 1912.
Greatness isn't given, it's earned. The sweat, the grit, the early mornings and late nights. When it's all on the line, you either step up or step out. Because fortune favors the bold. Vista Bank, entrepreneurs banking entrepreneurs since 1912.
Flying, sipping, shredding, soaring, skimming, searching, slouching, putting, petting, connecting, collecting, lounging, leading, boarding, boarding, boarding. Now that's flying. This is how I fly.
Greatness isn't given, it's earned. The sweat, the grit, the early mornings and late nights. When it's all on the line, you either step up or step out. Because fortune favors the bold. Vista Bank, entrepreneurs banking entrepreneurs since 1912.
Highland Park gets on the board. This looks like it's going to be an easy score. Kick coming back top side and out. Foul that.
For over a century, we've been financing the American dream for those who dare to chase it. The job creators, the economic stimulators, the relentless entrepreneurs that refuse to be denied. For this we know, fortune favors the bold. Vista Bank, entrepreneurs banking entrepreneurs since 1912.
Getting set to start the third quarter. Heckma Harrison alongside Cade Hamner. As we go back to some of the highlights from the first half, and the first one from Ben Boyer.
Yeah,
we saw that long pole goal.
Second goal of the night, but that was Boyer in there for a long pole goal, and then that's Zilke's second. He got the first and the third, and
yeah, walking the chalk.
Paxton Smith there with one.
And again, that's the one that you saw it on defense, and it's right in front of us when that happened.
Yeah, Benton Owens jumped the ride there, and hey, looky what he got. And Carter into Hunt Henry there.
Yeah, easy pickings as we get set to start here. And down at the face-off is number 6, Owen Lashevsky. And now for the ground ball.
Rough crowd here.
Rough crowd. We're literally in the stands right here, and getting a lot of
flagging. Good fun sounds like, but
back over the top. How about that for Morris? Out to the far side, like he found Hunt Henry, but that's going to be a turnover to start the action here in the second half. Is Hash Brown doing a good job at getting the ground ball turnover? Ben Boyer.
Hunt gets it back and feeds it back to Hash Brown. Now they've got a fast break opportunity.
Numbers, Zilke.
And then Parker thinks better of it, pulls out, resets the offense here.
Oh, wow. Is that an offsides call?
I don't know what that was. Offsides call or a moving pick call.
Either way, turnover going the other way.
It looked like a block call in basketball from what that reference. So I'm a little confused, but in any case, possession of Rockwall.
Benton Owens defending on the other side against number 14, Kingston Poe. Poe trying to get to the middle of the field. He does, and Jack Morris says Control, Alt, Delete.
Yeah, numbers coming here.
Another long goal. Nope. Zilke over to the other side, and man, Parker Addison says enough of that.
Yeah, tic-tac-toe there, and that coming a big save from Morrison. Quickly gets it up to Hunt Henry. And the Scots, Hunt Henry gets it to Harrison Wheeler. They work it down. Really fast movement there. Ball moved methodically around, and the Scots are on the board just over 90 seconds here into the second half.
Look more like a three-man weave, and you find Parker Addison camped out at the crease, and easy pickings, man. Great ball movement there by the Scots as we're back down at the face-off. J.R. Faria, another win at the face-off. Complete domination here for the Scots.
Yeah, J.R. with the deep snap move there and then fields his own snap.
James Allen on for the Scots.
Bodie Parra already in motion.
Oh. Is that a score for my man Griff? Is that a score? What's going on with the long poles tonight?
I don't know, but they found a way to post up right in front of the crease there. That's the third long pole, and Griffin in the same spot that Ben Boyer scored it in earlier. And, yeah, he gets it in there.
The professor.
So that's Griff's second of the year. His first coming on a 70-yard Bulldog clear down at Memorial with an open net. So
who's counting, Cade?
I mean, I think.
Hey, keeping up with the goals here, and that one hits off of the pipe.
Yeah, Chef there with the big piper. That's okay. That's a shot. That's not over and back. So that's a deflection, the same as going out of bounds. You can't get an over and back call there.
It's not a makeup call. Another working their way back inside. Henrik Johnson making another deposit for the Scots.
Good call and good no call by the refs there. That was actually a call at St. Mark's that we didn't know what happened.
Yes.
And the refs ended up getting incorrect. But someone reminded me of that a few nights later. Shot off the pipe as a deflection, can roll anywhere on the field. And
J.R. Faria back down at the faceoff for the Scots.
yeah, Brandon Lilly checking in here at the short stick, near side winger, rather.
It looks like we have Brandon Lilly on one side, and I believe that's number 9 on the Matt Dixon on the other side.
Yeah, Dixon checking in too. Get some of these boys some time here that didn't get to see it Friday night.
And I think that's one of the things that Coach P has done really well this season, mixing in guys. He has a rotation.
Yeah, he does a good job when there's time of getting them in, and that's that was Wyatt Miller there. Wi-Fi checked in as well. James Allen as well.
Meek all the way out as Rockwall works for the clear. Trying to keep the possession. Walker Sutton defending on the far side. See, they're trying to do everything to get it back to 14. Great job by Griffin Hamner. Another shot for Rockwall.
Yeah, and Brisket checks in there. Now Walker Fitzgerald in between the pipes.
Yes, there has been a change.
Yeah, missed that change. And you got Griffin Hamner and John Toole also checking in. Long pole down there.
As Rockwall continues to work their offense, and Noah Dana with the score.
Rockwall gets on the board.
We say so long to the shutout as you see Dana right here with the dodge and working that one past Brisket.
Yeah, you got Griffin Hamner, John Toole, and Conrad Noble checking in at close D. Takes them a minute to warm up here when you get a new squad in, and Rockwall able to take advantage of that. Leshevsky with the win.
Chef with the win at the X now. Another opportunity for the Scots. Trying to work the clear is Conrad Noble, number 26.
Yeah,
Pass
Noble.
back across the other side. Let's see, maybe a failure to advance coming here pretty quickly.
And Griffin whips it up to Colton Highland. But, yeah, 10-man ride there by Rockwall there on the new defensive unit. So, smart play there. They're stepping on the gas here.
Right under 8 minutes. Great job with the save inside with Fitzgerald. Trying to work for the ground ball. Finally, still working for it. Get it. A little bit of a fast break here.
Yeah, Wi-Fi there with the chance to get lit up, but he's able to make a move and avoid it.
That was one of those where you just cringe, like, man, see him out of your peripheral, and he does. Offensively, plenty of substitutions on for the Scots.
And Rockwall looks to be making some substitutions as well, getting a little bit further down their bench as well.
Highland with the pass to the far side to number 15, Wyatt Miller. Wi-Fi working the pass behind the X, working inside number 5, Henry Johnson, making a deposit here in the third. 6:41, Highland Park 10, Rockwall 1.
Yeah, Wi-Fi gets it down to James Allen at X below GLE, and then Allen with a little juke and jive and able to find Henrik Johnson about 8 yards out. Johnson puts it in the back of the net.
It's one thing I've said before in the opportunities I've gotten to see number 17, James Allen, his ability to pass and find open cutters and shooters, man, really good. And this is a guy that obviously next year is going to be a big part of the
Absolutely.
offense. Timeout taken on the field here in the third. We'll take a quick one with them and return as play resumes here on Game On Sports.
For over a century, we've been financing the American dream for those who dare to chase it. The job creators, the economic stimulators, the relentless entrepreneurs that refuse to be denied. For this we know. Fortune favors the bold. Vista Bank. Entrepreneurs banking entrepreneurs since 1912.
Action set to resume here at Kane Field, not Cade Field. This is Kane Field.
No, I've yet to have one named after me.
Oh,
Heckma.
it's coming, Phil. It's coming, brother. You will have it here pretty soon. But, boy, I tell you what, the long poles have taken over today, and Griffin has a scorer to go with number 33, Ben Boyer. Who was the
Ben Owens.
Ben Owens.
Yeah. And Harrison Wheeler threatened.
Yes.
He nearly had one, but the offense got stingy, wouldn't feed him back, and he had to take the hike back.
Yeah.
Walk of shame.
Another face-off here for the Scots. The chef is in his – no, excuse me. This is J.R. Faria. And they win at the face-off for Rockwall. Taken by Luke Marking.
Got a way to hang in there. Tough minute by the Rockwall LSM, but he comes away with possession for his team. Hamner pushing out on the far sideline.
Great matchup over there with Poe. They know who Poe is, and they've definitely put a ton of guys in his way. Way to step in front of that one.
Yeah, definitely. Poe's had a good night here. Drawed a lot of Highland Park's good defenders, a lot of double teams.
So they look for the rod. Not much of a rod there from Rockwall. Allen working inside, hands free there for a quick second. Double team coming immediately. Jackson McGinley with the pass back to Lilly. Doing a little bit of a two-man game here.
Dwight Miller rolls. He's got an open lane. Doesn't take it.
Trying to work for the loose ball. Great job over on the far side by Lilly.
Here's James Allen. He'll get a lane if he wants
That's
it.
so pretty. That's so pretty.
Yeah, but he beats Johnson again.
Oh, that's so pretty. 17-5 connection.
Yeah, and really just
score.
nonchalantly the way that Allen is able to pass it sometimes and just hit his man right on the money.
And that's what you want to do. You want to catch that thing in momentum. And you saw it right there. I mean, it's almost like he placed the ball on the head of that stick with that soft pass.
Right as he's kind of coming forward with his shot. It's good job. Good chemistry there by Allen and Miller. Johnson.
Leszewski again, another win there at the face-off. Another possession, 11-1 here in the third quarter. 4:56 left here in the third. And I'm sure that Coach Pressler has really enjoyed seeing some of these guys get in and be succinct and crisp in their passes.
Oh, definitely. He's wants to see what his entire bench looks like this time of year. You know, Scots have been fortunate to kind of keep guys off IR.
Yes.
You know, Connor McCutcheon, he had a foot injury he had to have surgery on, so he's out for the season, but he's with the team tonight. But you're right. You want to know what you have on your bench this time of year, Heckma.
As I reflect back on last season, it was near the end of the season where you started to have some of those costly injuries, and I think going into the playoffs, that's where you weren't sure about your lineup. You had a ton of young guys mixed in, but, boy, you had some of your key guys out with injuries. Whew. Good God.
Yeah, Scott's not having 3 this week, but they do have 2. Thursday night, we'll head out to South Lake ahead of Good Friday, and 2 next week as well.
Back at Highlander.
That's right, back at Highlander for 2. Allen and Friday the 25th, Military Appreciation Night versus ESD.
That's a big one. That is a big one, and, boy, it's going to be plenty. It's going to be I'm anticipating a standing room only situation going on at Highlander on the 25th. That is a Friday.
Yes, sir.
I'll pass over the top, and not able to come down with that is number 17, James Allen.
Yeah, Wyatt Miller, man, drawing a triple team there. Rockwall doing what they can to get possessions.
Good job by Griffin Hamner. Goodness gracious. They're going to see. Wow. Come on, Kate.
Tough side here on the near side. Nearly in our lap there,
Heckman. Yeah. A little bit of pressure applied by number 34, and that one has a pass that I'm sure you'll hear about that one later.
Yeah, it moved far, long there. He's probably trying to set up for another. He wants another opportunity to.
Yeah.
Loose ball comes on the field.
Yeah, I saw one a minute ago. They played through it, but that one came right into the field of play. Had to stop it.
It's an ambassador sport. We're promoting our young boys on the sidelines here, but they get a little overzealous sometimes. And
we'll go back to that decleater over here by number 34. I mean, is that the way we play at the Hamner household in the hallway? I mean, I'd hate to see how Nerf basketball goes.
Yeah, he and Pork Chop, you gotta fight it out for the last piece of cake sometimes.
It's a bunch of dents in the wall in the Hamner household. Is that a little payback over there? Well, that's not Griffin.
That's all right. That's Matthew Park checking in, and hey, he gets it. Get in there, and get something going as Dixon gets it across midfield.
Finally, a clear for the Scots, and Allen setting up the offense back across to number 15, Wyatt Miller. Miller's pulling all the way back, being defended by 0, Stone Branch. 2 minutes left here in the third. It's Brendan Lilly working number 7, working across. Trying to handle the pass on the end line.
James Allen with the hand drill.
Oh, that one behind the cage doesn't reset. But again, another hustle to the end line this will be a turnover going the other way.
Yeah, it looks like the goalie legged that one out, was able to get the possession call.
It's a little bit of pressure being applied here on the ride as the Rockwall has the clear. They run right into Ben Boyer. That's a problem. Ben Boyer now Griffin Hamner, and
that's a double team 1-2 that you don't want to see coming generally. And I think that Rockwall called the timeout just prior to that double crunch.
Yeah, the press coming as a Rockwall player is down on the far side. They take a timeout. We'll do the same and come right back as play resumes here on Game On Sports. .119 here in the third quarter. Scott's up big, up by 10. Rockwall's tried to battle back, and, man, they have been met with a ton of opposition. Someone needs to tell these defenders, ease up a little bit, because these guys are it's like a dog on a bone.
Yeah, it certainly, Highland Park defenders have come to, I don't know what, somebody put rocks in their Wheaties this morning or something, but they're wanting to score. They wanting to decleat everybody. They wanting to get every ground ball.
As you see, some substitutions made on defense. Everyone's couple substitutions except for Griffin Hamner. The sophomore still having to run out there.
No, they pulled. No, you're right. He is out there.
Yeah.
They put him on the big man.
Yep. They bring the screen over there on Hamner.
Yeah, let's get a screen over here. Somebody help out here.
Poe trying to work the shot as he does. Goes over the top of the cage.
But 4 poles in. You got Mac Dixon, Conrad Noble, John Toole, and Hamner stays out there.
Right at about 30 seconds here on the shot clock. Rockwall trying to work it back behind X. Walker Sutton defending, so the shorty matchup. See if they get a shot off, and that's a bouncer that Rockwall scores on.
Yeah, good roll there. He's, when you get a hard roll like that on a short stick defender, you're staying in his hip pocket. That's where you got to lift a hand or an elbow, right? You're not going to get around stick side. He's not going to lag a stick. That's where lifting your bottom hand or your bottom elbow to at least cause some misdirection on that shot is helpful. But tough shot. We see that with Hash Brown too. You get a guy like that over the top and gets his hands free. There's very little you can do.
Easy win at the face-off. Right about 30 seconds here. Opportunity for the score. Shot taken by Para.
Yeah, the attack unit for Highland Park right now is James Allen, Bodie Para, and Henrik Johnson.
Johnson working it back up top to number 15, Wyatt Miller. Miller back over to Allen. Working back behind X. Still plenty of time here on the shot clock for Allen.
4 seconds on the game clock.
Oh man, it's again. Oh boy, that ball wanted to score. They wanted to score. Unbelievable. But that was a great pass by Allen, working it in. And I tell you what, again, facilitating the offense. Great job there by number 17. That's the end of the third as we prepare for the last quarter. We'll be right back here on Game On Sports.
Flying, sipping, shredding, soaring, skimming, searching, slouching, putting, petting, connecting, collecting, lounging, leading, boarding. 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 Now that's flying. This is how I fly.
For over a century, we've been financing the American dream for those who dare to chase it. The job creators, the economic stimulators, the relentless entrepreneurs that refuse to be denied. For this we know, fortune favors the bold. Vista Bank, entrepreneurs banking entrepreneurs since 1912.
Fourth and final quarter set to begin here on Game On Sports. 11-2 as the Highland Park Scots have come out and defensively has taken it to Rockwall. Offensively, coming together, worked off a little bit of the nerves and the rust for the weekend. But I think so far, Cade, I like what I've seen in this game so far.
Yeah, we got word that, they had a team meeting before the game. Obviously, today's Monday. We had a late night Friday. You had Saturday and Sunday with not much going on organized lacrosse-wise. So your first day back, you're into another game. So really Coach Presser's first time to talk to his team as a group since the post-game chat. So I think the message got across, and you got to come out crisp and do what you're supposed to do, win the games you're supposed to win. And then it allows us here in the late in the third quarter, in the fourth quarter, to get a little lighter, get these guys in further down the bench, get them some looks, blow off some of the stress of a loss like you had, and, reset for what's to come. And you want to, like we talked about the Masters, you got a bad hole, you got to shake it off. Champions got to shake it off and move on to the next thing.
Yeah, and they've come out and they have taken care of business with the squad that is really sneaky good. And they finally, here's a win at the face-off.
Yeah, that's a push there that when you're not up 11-2, you should get that call.
Get that call,
you
for
should
sure.
You should get it anyways, but it's a loose ball push. He pushed Leszewski to the ground there. Referees, they're human beings. They see a lopsided score and they don't give that call sometimes.
But we've seen a few. But either way, the Scots have overcome those. And with a 9-score lead, it's Poe trying to work back inside, and Griffin Hamner again. And, I don't know about rocks and cereal, but something going on with number 34.
First penalty of the Scots tonight comes a minute into the fourth. Could be a cushion. When you get a push on the face-off here, the next no flag, and they don't call it both ways, though. Push with possession there. That's going to be a minute.
All right. Well, seems fitting that Griffin Hamner has to take take a timeout. I think there's a little bit of a sigh of relief for someone's parents up here that they see number 34 sitting down.
Yeah.
We got the man-down defense on the field here for the Scots.
Yeah, it's in essence your starting defensive line comes out for, it's special teams like football. You don't have multiple units for man up, man down. So,
and Bond chasing all the way out to the midfield. I don't think I've ever seen the man-down defense extend this far.
And I'm sorry, that was 30 seconds.
30 seconds, okay.
Push with possession, 30 seconds. And you're right. They pushed way out, Heckma, to be man down like that. Bond's giving them the business now.
Oh, yeah. That's trying to come back over the top was Bond. He was going to strip it. Great job by Poe.
Yeah, Poe is he's a good player. He's certainly got his hands full tonight.
Not extending the stick, but they are down. They have to look to get it back inside as Poe trying to work that shot, and 7 seconds on the shot clock for
Poe doing everything he can, everything he has to do to get into where he can shoot. Unfortunately, there's most of it has to be him going through this, and he goes through 3 guys there to get a shot loose. And
see, whistles on the other side as they stop play. Don't know what's going on. No one called timeout.
Well, they're calling possession. Timeout Highland Park, but they reset the shot clock there. I didn't see it hit the goalie. I didn't see it hit the cage, but Poe getting on the inside there and getting a shot off, and they gave him a shot clock reset.
All right, well, nonetheless, timeout called, and we're going to take one with them in return here on Game On Sports.
Greatness isn't given, it's earned. The sweat, the grit, the early mornings and late nights. When it's all on the line, you either step up or step out. Because fortune favors the bold. Vista Bank, entrepreneurs banking entrepreneurs since 1912.
10:03 left here in the fourth as a timeout taken. And that last penalty on Griffin Hamner, only 30 seconds, not a minute. So we're all knotted up.
Yeah, Scott's, both teams at full strength here, and a fresh 80 for Rockwall. So Scott's defense will get another shot at to show what they're made of here on a Monday night.
There's still plenty of substitutions made defensively. The only starter still in for the Scots is number 34, Griffin Hamner. As
sophomore duties, man.
Oh, absolutely.
You got to do it.
Sutton.
Yeah, Walker Sutton.
Working from behind the X, defending.
Conrad Noble, the 6'5", 6'6" defender.
Wow, they got that one to go in. Noble falls and able to get that shot off. It went in from a weird angle, but able to hit that back pipe and score.
Yeah, Conrad Noble, he's bending over defending there. Looks like he slumped over. He has to bend over so far. And just missed. Yeah, catches a foot there, which gives that shooter a lane. And good for him to recognize it. It's still about 12 yards out. He takes that shot.
And the second score for number 3, Noah Dana. A face-off opportunity here for the Scots.
Yeah, J.R. Faria, Scots with double shorties on the wings, electing not to put a LSM here.
Trying to scoop that one out, and J.R. says, nah, I'm going to clamp this one down. Loose ball out, ground ball taken by Rockwall.
Yeah, haven't seen Pierce Powers tonight at LSM. Don't have any report. I don't know if he's ill. I know some of the boys were feeling a little flu-like last week, so hopefully
I tell you, man,
okay there.
Sinuses for everyone here in Dallas, Texas is probably crazy. We're going through that little bit of a change where it doesn't know if it wants to be,
hot or cold. The pollen is everywhere.
It is. You're going from Aspen to Arizona in a day.
Lilly with a good. He gets inside, gets a shot off this deflected, goes straight in a par stick.
That's what I was going to say. Was that a shot or a pass? Back up top, 15 working. Wyatt Miller.
And Miller's pass gets loose and goes high and goes over Jackson McGinley there.
I tell you what, something for this crowd, for Rockwall to get excited about. Stealing a little momentum here from the Scots. Trying to work another clear. They get it.
Yeah, good feed on that clear.
Mac Dixon all the way up top for the Scots. 8-19. Score 11-3. Yeah, Walker Sutton just leaning on him.
Yeah, good job keeping him below GLE and pops that ball loose. And there's Conrad Noble. Gets a makeup there by getting the ball.
This is the first time that I really could tell how tall Noble is.
Yeah, he's tall.
He is tall. Go, Griff. Okay. He wants to stay in the game.
Yeah, Conrad Noble initially there feeds it back to Brisket. Brisket tries to clear it and gets knocked down by the attackman on the ride there. Noble swoops back in, scoops it up, and gets over to Hamner. And
Wi-Fi down the hashes. Screen being set by Jackson McGinley. Oh, man, looked like he had an opportunity for a shot as he got his hands free. Working inside. Ooh, man, yeah. Great defense. Oh, man. Kai Ross.
Yeah, good movement.
Better get on number 16, man.
It's like trying to take a swipe at him there. He's quick and shifty.
Yeah. Kai Ross is moving. Back to number 14, Kingston Poe.
And
Poe with the shot from about 15 yards out, and he scores. Wow, 11-4 here, making things a little bit more interesting than you would like here towards the end.
yeah, Poe gets open.
Wow.
Screen gets set on Hammer there, and Poe able to roll back to the inside and get a shot off there. Rockwall fans sticking around. They've got a lot of enthusiasm for their team, and these players out hustling tonight, so hats off to them.
So you had Brandon Lilly and Walker Sutton out on the wing. Loose ball goes out of bounds. It's going to stay with the Scots. Bringing it inbounds is Owen Leshevsky.
Correction, no possession. No possession, no release, ladies and gentlemen.
So that's simply no possession ever called there, so the players have to stay inside the restraining box. And you, in essence, have your face-off unit out here still. Now you've got a possession. And Leshevsky moves it down inside the restraining box for the Scots.
He literally just walks it over to Brandon Lilly. Substitutions coming on as Wyatt Miller's pass goes to number, I believe that's 29, Highland in the game. Highland working the middle of the field, and great defense now from Rockwall.
Yeah, key line there.
Henrik Johnson looked like he had plenty of opportunity. There's going to be a little bit of top cheddar being served out here in Rockwall.
Yeah, and Scots get a shot clock reset here, so hopefully they recognize that. Now the shot clock's on the other end of the field, but hopefully they look up and recognize that they don't have to take a shot. That's moot now, though. Offsides, Rockwall steps over, so that's a gift for Highland Park.
We saw that offsides call before. We both kind of looked around, and so that is offsides.
Scots get another minute 20 here to spin it around, take this under 5 minutes.
Lilly stepped inside, but elected to get it back to Allen. Oh, that one bounced off of the pipe, comes back outside as there is all-out hustle. What?
No, that referees get caught up, especially in Texas, in thinking it's a race to the sideline. And it's not. It's who's closest to the ball when the ball crosses the sideline, when the ball goes out of bounds. And definitely, I think that was the wrong call there, but we'll roll with it.
Wow.
Shot by Brandon Lilly hit the pipe and was deflected going out of bounds.
Applying pressure here on the ride is Rockwall still trying to work the clear. They do. Keeping the possession defense now with an opportunity to close the night. Mac Dixon working on the far side. It's true man-to-man on the outside, boy.
Yeah, Poe rose all the way back up near the substitution box at midfield. Hammer follows him out there.
Now, man-to-man, it's a great matchup here for number 34. Going up against Kingston Poe. Poe with the last score goes down to the ground, and you know what? Griffin just takes it. Way to go, 3-4. Fast break. LPG on the move.
Mac Dixon said they're handing out LPGs tonight.
I got to get me one.
Yeah.
I don't blame him. Bringing the ball inbounds is number 17, Allen. 3:30 left in the game for the Scots. Giving up just a little bit of momentum here to Rockwall.
Scots could take it to 2.5 minutes. That looks to be what Miller's trying to do. It just kill some time here.
Oh, that one's a little high from Jackson McGinley. McGinley trying to get it back to number 7, Brandon Lilly. Another opportunity on defense.
Yeah, it gives them another opportunity. I'd like to see him kill a little more, but you never know. Coach Presser may have given these substitutions the green light, letting them play, and
oh God.
He's got that whooping stick.
Yeah. Number 34 has got bad intention. He's playing some ball, boy. Defensively, I tell you what, man, Griffin Hamner is laying the wood out here, okay? Great reroute by Jackson McGinley. Again, defense with another performance here and shutting down the show. And there's a ground ball for the taking for the Scots.
And McGinley getting close to it. Now Matthew Park, the ball is up and out of bounds and awarded to the Scots.
I don't think that's the way you want to burn some time, but you do. 2:04 left here. Another opportunity and another fast break.
Yeah, Hamner gets it up to Park, gets across midfield as we go under 2 minutes.
Under 2 as the Scots defense, although plenty of substitutions, guys have come up big, shutting the door on Rockwall.
There's just, not forced error. It's late in the game, obviously. Coach Presser's letting them take opportunities here as opposed to just straight killing the clock. You wouldn't be as quite aggressive.
Okay.
I think that's 3 points if we're counting field goals tonight.
Yeah, that one want to take the shot clock out. 1:20 left here in the ball game. And as I said, they're still in some momentum from Rockwall. They've really come up pretty big here in the second half.
And Poe with the break inside. Hamner tries to go over the top with a check. Misses Poe, but Poe's shot goes wide.
Has to gather himself, get his stick, and trying to work the clear. A little bit of pressure being presented.
I don't know if that's Sean Bradley over there. I keep thinking as every time I look at Noble. And there's Miller. He's on the doorstep and pulls out. That's a good move sportsman-wise, and Scots will look to clear this final half minute. Well, I say that, then James Allen
James Allen says, I got an opportunity. The space and all I need is an opportunity to get to that crease and get a shot off. As the game clock just continues to run. Gonna run this one down.
And Highland is inbound, so we are in play there. It looks like he's kind of halting, but both teams.
Well, great victory here by the Scots. They came out all workman, business-like on this trip up to Rockwall and pulled off the victory. Cade, what were your thoughts?
I think, like you said, it's business-like. It's, journeyman lacrosse out here. You got to make up, get back in this, get your head right, and get back on track for the postseason, and that's how it's done here. Good job by the defense, setting a good tone, defense scoring, and the offense with some good crisp. I like to see how fast they were moving tonight, certainly.
Next game Thursday in Southlake.
Yes, sir.
Another opportunity to pull ahead in district. But I want to thank all the guys that came out and worked this game, all the guys that worked camera, David, for keeping us on the tracks, for my partner, Cade, and obviously Fred Hamner's around here somewhere in the tuxedo, actually working a camera today. How about that for our fearless leader? Want to thank you all for tuning in to Game On Sports. God bless you all and good night.